Hello, Wine Warriors. It is I, your penultimate host, Scott, letting you know that we have a new sponsor on the show, Winc, W-I-N-C. You've probably heard of them. They used to be called Club W. What they are is a monthly wine club. It's actually a really cool idea. What you do is you go to their website and you answer a flavor palette questionnaire, about 5 or 6 questions or so, and then that refines what wines they think best pair with your flavor profile. And I'm actually going to do it right now, and let's see what I end up with. All right, so the first question. How do you like your coffee? Strong like bowl, not too strong, some cream, like liquid dessert, so lots of cream, or I don't. Personally, I'm not a coffee drinker, so I am going to pass on that. No thank you. Second question is about salt. Yes on everything. I notice when food needs it. I like it. Don't need it. Couldn't care less. A little bit is too much. I'm going to go with I notice when food needs it. Question 3, your thoughts on citrus. I am pro citrus. So they have love it, gotta have it. I like it. I enjoy a glass of OJ now and then. No thanks, or get it away from me. I'm going to go with I like it. What about earth flavors like mushrooms and black truffles? Ugh, if Anne was here doing this questionnaire, she'd be hitting the mouse so hard on the love it. So if it's earthy, I don't. If it's not earthy, I don't want it. That's what Anne would say. But I'm going to go with why yes, I do. Thank you. Do you enjoy blackberries, blueberries, or raspberries? Absolutely. We actually have a giant raspberry bush that has way overgrown in our front yard, and the actual first answer is I forage for them behind my house. So it's close enough. It's our front yard, but there we go. I'm going with that. When it comes to food and drink, how adventurous are you? No limits, all the way down to leave me and my food alone. I'm going to go with I'm always looking for something new, because I'm pretty open. One more question. Do you like red wine or white wine more? And if you're an avid listener, you know I'm pretty right in the middle, 50-50. All right, so it's building my palate. And, oh, this seems interesting. So it gave me a Malbec, which I do like Malbecs. See our Malbec episode as proof. It gave me a Super Tuscan, which I do want to drink more of. So Super Tuscans, so that's your Sangiovese mixed with Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, for example. Gave me a 2015 Passarola Vino Branco, which is a white Portugal blend. So that's something I've never had before, so I'm looking forward to that. And then in 2015, Wonderful Wines Company white blend using Muscat, Viognier, and Gewürztraminer, which is that's a really interesting blend. If you would like to try Winc, you can go to trywinc.com/winewars for $20 off plus free shipping on your first order. Again, that's trywinc.com/winewars, and we will have a hyperlink in the show notes you can select as well. And we will actually unbox these and drink them in a future episode and give our thoughts. So again, winc.com, promo code WineWars. Enjoy the show.
Previously on Wine Wars.
Wine Wars.
I just got the oars.
Oars.
Do you want me to do it alone? Wine Wars.
Wine Wars, the show with 4 friends who love 3 things: wine and Star Wars.
Welcome to Wine Wars. You're joining the 4 of us as we sniff, sip, and talk about wine live from our kitchen here in Madison, Wisconsin. I am your excellent host and spectator. And with me, as always, are Jason.
Hello.
Hey. And Scott.
Hello.
And the birthday girl.
Oh my God, it's my first birthday episode. Hey guys.
Is it your first birthday episode?
Yeah, we always miss it.
We always miss it. We're off season for the last
Amy,
2.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I'm used to it. When you have a birthday that's like during spring break and right after St. Patrick's Day, you get used to it.
That's not a good answer. That's so sad. We're going to birthday you hard.
I'm feeling pretty festive right now.
Here at the Wine Wars podcast, when it's your birthday, it's time to splurge. Mm-hmm. And you get to call the wines, and we go a little bit harder. But actually,
we didn't go harder. You could have gone harder.
We could have, but I'm not a very difficult lady to please.
I think how we ended up where we ended up is she mainly just wanted your kale salad.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then we
Yeah.
reversed engineered the wine.
Reversed
We
engineered
did.
the pairing.
We planned the wine around the meal.
And where we landed is
Grüner Veltliner.
Grüner Veltliner.
Austria's biggest grape. Their Grüner Veltliner is not super well known unless you're kind of into.
Oh, thanks for
Who
silencing your
didn't
shit.
silence their phone, Jason?
It was the pooter.
Your computer?
Sorry, it was the pooter.
Nah.
Well, that's going to be the previously on for this episode.
I haven't had it turned off. I even have the messages off.
We're doing a good job.
Grüner Veltliner is not super well known to your average wine drinker. But if you're kind of in the know of wine, especially sommeliers are crazy for this because it's a very food-friendly grape. It's a bit more neutral than something like a Chardonnay, things like that. And it's, as you were saying earlier, we didn't break the bank with this. All three wines we got tonight are all $15, and they're all very good quality. Austria is a very good price point for the quality of wine you get. Kind of because of a little mishap that they had back in the 80s.
The 1980s?
1980, I believe it was 85. So what Van
Good
Halen
year.
album came out in 85, Jason?
Well, it would have been 5150, but it was right after 1984, and which, by the way, was released on New Year's Eve of 1983. So Van Halen's 1984 came out the day before.
That's a fun fact.
And you might as well jump.
You might as well.
Jump. Might as well.
But while they were rocking out to Van Halen in Austria in 1985, so back in the 80s, Austrian wines were really revered for their sweetness. So
Like the Rieslings.
Oh, yeah, along that line. So the sweeter your wine, essentially the more money you're
The
going to
Liebfraumilch.
make. Things like that, yeah.
Yeah.
So there was some wine distributors that were introducing diethylene glycol, which is an ingredient in antifreeze,
Sounds delicious.
Oh, I drink that.
into the wines.
I get no diethyl calling on this.
They were introducing them into the wines to make them taste sweeter and more full-bodied to try to up the price of their wines.
Holy shit.
This became a big scandal
Yeah.
and really put Austria kind of back on the back burner for quite a while.
Oh, that's so scandalous.
I'm really glad you told me this after I drank them all.
Well, it's okay now because now they're one of the most strict countries in the world in terms of regulation and quality control. Oh. So they learn from their mistakes. If you want to call something, so all of these are Grüner Veltliner. It has to be 85.
Grüner Veltliner.
Grüner Veltliner. So
what is that?
sexy.
What is that SNL? Now we dance.
Yeah.
Thomas
Vita
Sprockets Fed Me
Sprockets.
Dance.
Touch my monkey. Touch it.
Love it.
Now we Grüner Veltliner.
I remember it because of Die Hard. I think of a Hans Gruner Veltliner.
Best Christmas
Best
movie ever. Yeah, that too.
It is the best Christmas movie ever.
Best. Can we take a sidebar
Sure.
from our nice, beautiful white wines and your birthday to talk about what we did this last week?
Oh my God. We celebrated your birthday.
Which hasn't
In
happened
true
yet.
Gemini fashion, 4 months early. We just picked a week and made it about ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
But if you live in Wisconsin,
We
the
needed
key is
it.
you got to get out of Wisconsin
Yeah.
in February.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just like it's like a big birthday.
like you ran
It's a major
far
You're
away. Like
into-
everybody had to get a passport far away.
Yeah.
It didn't seem that far away.
No, it wasn't, but it was far enough to need a
5
passport.
hours in Fort Lauderdale
Well,
made it feel far.
yeah.
Yeah.
But we went to Jamaica, man.
Oh my God. No worries, man. It was so great.
All the wine warriors did this.
Well, it was really
And
nice.
many
that-
of our interns as
yeah,
well.
it's nice that you invited all the interns. It's
There was 16 interns.
It was a lot of damn interns.
of course they had to pay their own way. This is
Yes.
an unpaid internship.
We didn't give them wine either. We gave
learning
them
the
a lot of
ropes.
fruity drinks.
Yeah, that actually is a good for anyone traveling to probably any Caribbean island. You're not gonna. I doubt you're gonna have a good wine selection wherever you
or
go.
any all-inclusive.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I don't know anywhere, but in the Caribbean, all-inclusives, just pass on the wine.
Yeah, I would think there's got to be a few top-notch restaurants on the island somewhere.
We did have some gems, though. We had the Louis Latour.
Yes.
That was a sparkling surprise to me.
I was kind of surprised because we've been to the Dominican Republic and, Mexico, and you just can't even find any wine whatsoever. And at least at this Jamaican resort, there was, hey, I know that one, I know that one, I know that one, I know that one. So, but we got a Louis Latour. There were some fine wines that we were able to
Fine, and then they're good.
They're fine.
They're fine. Well,
For the
it's
price.
not. I mean, it's not why we went. Obviously,
We did not go to Jamaica for the wine. We went for the red stripe man and the fruity drinks and the Jamaican rum.
Right,
Dirty
I want
bananas.
a pina colada out of the little machine, and
Right.
then you order it with extra rum.
Right.
And then you go back to your bag where you've brought down the rum from the room
Room.
and add a
Rum,
little
rum.
more room rum.
Yeah.
And then you've got yourself a breakfast drink.
Exactly. You got fruit in there.
That's
There's like
called
a banana or
10
something
worked
shoved in
in on a
there.
Tuesday.
2, 5, and then again till the next
9.
morning at 5.
Yeah. So we had a really
Long
nice time.
week.
Yeah, we didn't get really much culture
No.
of any kind, I'd say. We really just focused on the pool
And the beach.
and the beach.
And the drinks.
The rays.
Yeah. Oh, so much sunshine and sand.
It was nice. And then we come back and it's 20 degrees in Wisconsin
Yeah.
again.
Get 7 inches of snow
I think we
tomorrow.
left and it was 65. Came back and it was 7.
Yeah.
But the point for listeners is that your wine warriors are rejuvenated and happy to be alive.
Can you tell by our
Can you tell how?
Can you tell how happy she is?
That's some fun. Hey,
We kept saying we'd turn on the microphone while we were there, but we were just too busy drinking.
It's true. Like, we had literally no obligations and we couldn't even do that much.
And it's maybe a little advice as well for anyone if you ever do these all-inclusives with friends. The food selection that we had was not great.
It
Getting
wasn't
into any restaurant
bad.
wasn't bad. It wasn't great. Getting into any of the restaurants was a pain in the ass. But you can make lemonade out of lemons.
We made lemonade.
Oh, so much.
If you make a game out of the buffets.
if there's any television producers listening, we have a TV show for you.
So we broke up into 3 teams, and we went into the buffets, and we all Iron Chef'd up 3 separate meals. So you had to get a starter, an appetizer,
And a dessert,
a main,
of
and a
course.
dessert. And Jason and I were on a team, and we pooched it. I think we came in 3rd of the 3
But we
teams.
did have the best.
No, you didn't. You came in second, didn't
Oh, we
you?
did? I don't know.
I think you
We
came
were
in
a second.
All right.
And it was all based on presentation.
Your second. Yeah, you had great presentation.
The dessert you did was a great presentation. It's just like you
It
couldn't
tasted-
eat it, and
no.
it tasted like shit.
so bad.
Yeah, it was not.
Well, it was so for listeners. It was a Mexican night, which entailed like they just had like nacho cheese sauce and I think salsa, and that made it Mexican night.
Yeah.
Oh, they had margarita
and
mix
margarita.
with no
And
tequila in it.
Margaritas, yep.
And that was a margarita. And they put salt on the rim. But they didn't put tequila in there.
And we were walking into the buffet area, and Jason eyes the margarita glass. He's like, "Ooh, that's going to be good for plating a dish for our dessert." Like before we even all sat down,
I
he
didn't know that.
He had that in his
Wow.
mind.
Yeah.
So we ended in the dessert round. We went up and like we wanted to put a ice cream or something in it, and they only had chocolate ice cream. In retrospect, we should have done. They had a sorbet or something like that. We should
Yeah,
have done
which
that.
would have made better sense with the margarita.
Yep, that was.
Not your finest hour.
But
It
then you
looked
put a little
real-
upside down ice cream cone on top of it. I mean, it was
That was
super
me.
cute.
It was really cute. It looked like a murdered clown.
That's what I was going
a
for.
Yeah.
melty murdered clown. It was right up my alley.
And instead, it tasted like a melty murdered clown.
There was also a deconstructed sushi.
Sushi.
Did they call it
That
fushi?
was interns Andy
Yeah,
and Lisa
Fushi?
and Aaron.
and Aaron. Yeah, they did a deconstructed sushi for their main and then frushi for their dessert, which is like a fruit salad.
Yeah, and they sweetened up the rice. And then there were the best starter. Sorry, guys, because I know you were proud
I
of
know.
your overcooked cabbage thing.
Hey, we didn't actually cook it. So
Yeah.
that's
I
fine.
know. I know.
This is the game. You're just picking a couple of ingredients from the buffet and turning it into a pretty fancy little thing.
No, it was actually tasted pretty good. But my favorite was the sliders.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
There was tuna sliders with some delicious aioli, cucumbers.
So good.
It was like what was the? It was like a spicy chipotle mayonnaise they made. So that was
Made
interns.
that, yeah.
Intern Angela, Aaron, and
Mike.
We have a lot of interns.
We do.
Yeah.
You think we get some
Interns.
work done around here with all these interns?
Right. And then there was one other thing that was worth mentioning.
What?
Truffled mashed potatoes.
Oh yes, again,
Genius.
My new
Same
favorite
team.
thing.
Those jerks.
same team.
They
dug out
They
a-
obviously took it.
bottle of truffle from the bowels of this resort. I looked at it the next day because I was going to remake it, and then I was like, this might be old.
It's a small little jar
Yeah.
of like pureed truffles that intern Angela found in the middle of the. It's like the scene in Indiana Jones: and Last Crusade, finding the right cup.
Yeah. That's the type of a carpenter.
Exactly.
He chose poorly.
It was competitive. There was timing. There was judging. We judged on overall creativity, plating, and taste. There were the 3 rounds that you were docked if you were late. It was serious. And it was
Time-sensitive.
competitive.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
And
there was
there's a lot of
massive
top-
note-taking.
A lot of type A anal retentive chefing.
It was like, this is
In a
how,
buffet.
this is where type A's go to have fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Iron buffet.
Yeah.
And actually, it seemed like the staff were pretty proud of us by the end. They
Yeah.
were super into our thing.
They were into
did
our
it.
game for
we
sure.
had we were doing a pasta dish, and Jason and I were, and intern Debbie were talking with the chef there, Shaniqua, I believe her name was, and like Jason's like, we're iron chefing, and she's like, ooh.
Ooh.
He's like, give me the plate. Give me the plate. And like she started putting carrots around the edge of it and like helping with our presentation. It was great.
Oh, that's so great. That was really fun. It was great. It was great. It was great.
So
it was
if-
totally worth it.
If you go anywhere where there's a buffet for a whole week and that's all you get to eat is that buffet food, that's how to do
It's a
it.
fun
better.
little way to do that.
Yeah,
Make it better.
at least for one meal with your friends.
We also were getting creative with the drinks.
Yes.
We had the Ann special, which was pineapple juice, sparkling water, and vodka, which everybody ended up getting because it cut the
'Cause
sweetness.
It was just a nice all-day drinking beverage.
No, it was really nice.
The other one that we learned 10 minutes before we got on the plane, intern Lisa was like a
the rum punch.
Rum punch
With sparkling
with
water.
sparkling water.
Yes.
Real nice. Anyway,
We missed out on. I mean, this is the thing you
it
learn.
wasn't a
We have to
foodie
go back
trip,
again
but we
next
made
week.
it foodie.
Learn from our mistakes, listeners.
All right, thanks for coming, you guys. It was really fun.
It was fun.
Okay, let's talk about Amy's birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, so like after drinking from like 7:30 in the morning till like 10:30 at night, and a week of that, for my birthday, I just really wanted kale.
And you've had kale for every meal for.
I have had kale every single day since we've
She has.
gotten back. And so that's kind of what we planned the wine around and the rest of the meal. I was just like, as long as I have fresh food, nothing fried, like just wholesome ingredients, like
Yeah. Because the salad, pairing wine with a salad can be really tough, especially if you have a vinegary dressing. It can be very difficult to match that with a wine. So the dressing you have, I don't know if you want to give a little spiel on that. It's avocado based.
She
So
was
it's
not. She was
I
just
wasn't
not
happy with it, but it's normally really, really good, and it's from one of my favorite blogs called Oh She Glows, and it's the Green
Oh, she
Goddess.
grows.
All of her stuff is vegan, and it's always really creative and wonderful. I've had it before; it's delicious. I have a effed up mouth because I'm super allergic to mango, and on the last day in Jamaica,
Mangoed her mouth.
a mango got in something, and so I've been fighting a reaction for a while. So I don't think everything just kind of. My palate's just weird right now. But anyway, it's worth it. It's avocado, basil, parsley,
Apple cider vinegar.
lemon.
right. But it's
Good.
it's a
Cayenne.
very smooth dressing. It's not abrasive like a balsamic
no,
vinegar,
it's
right?
creamy without the dairy.
Yep.
Right. Which prompted me to think of the Grüner Veltliner.
Grüner Veltliner.
Well, and I had originally suggested the Rhineland Pfalz region, but
Yeah.
we realized with like 2 days
We had
to
2 days prep.
That wasn't quite enough time, and the reason why I suggested it is because that is the region of the world, which is currently in Germany, but was like once part of Switzerland before those two countries were Germany and Switzerland. Anyway, this Rhineland area is where the spelling of my name originated. So I just thought, it'd be kind of fun.
Why is 2 days not enough time to prep for that region? Is it hard to find?
Harder to get wines
Yeah.
and a lot more study.
We would have had to gone back to Chicago and probably found a bigger wine selection somewhere.
Ugh.
But we can
Hard
do
being
that for
from
another
Wisconsin.
episode.
Sure.
Put
This
that on
was
the
not
documentary.
a white varietal that I was really familiar with at all. And I thought it was a spell check problem.
That is how you spell it. Yeah, so
The Grüner Veltliner.
like we were saying, it's a little less known varietal, but it's very food friendly.
I am loving it
It
so
worked
much.
really well with our meal tonight. We also had a Icelandic
Icelandic
cod.
cod.
I mean, we dinked the shit out of this.
Really did
Did
hard.
a,
It was herb crusted.
Herbs de Provence crust with a little bit of garlic, lemon juice, and white wine.
Yeah, and the
and plated on a bed of
truffle
truffle
mashed
mashed
potatoes. Potatoes.
Can't get enough of them.
Learned it from the interns.
We dinked
They're good
hard.
for something. But the Grüner Veltliner, typically you'll find kind of tropical fruits in the flavor, so it's very easy to match with food, with varying foods that you might be pairing with it. So
I didn't
The,
get a lot of tropical fruit on any of these,
Oh, I did.
but maybe
didn't either.
like subdued pineapple.
Yeah.
we'll get into there.
Should we just say straight up, these are all white wines.
White
this is a
wines.
white grape. I don't think we said
Yep.
that.
Oh,
and I
and
didn't
just-
know
just
anything
like-
about Hans Grüner Veltliner
Just
before
like
tonight.
Germany and Austria, they're primarily known for their whites, right?
Yes.
It's
So,
a cooler region.
yeah, so this is the same basic climate as Burgundy, but they're much more adept at, is that the right word?
I don't know.
At
Finish the
making,
sentence, we'll find out.
making white wines.
Sure.
There's some reds, but what those regions are both known for is highly
They're
white.
just like, this is what we do, and we're going to be the awesomest at it.
And this grape is 30% of Austria's entire
Economy?
Production.
grape production.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So a third
If
of
it was
all,
30% of their
I'd be like, ballin'.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well
so
done.
30% of all wine produced is Grüner Veltliner in Austria.
Oh, okay.
And 65 to 70% of all the wine they make is white wine.
Okay.
And then the 30%, they do make some reds, which are, tough for an English speaker to pronounce. But one big one is Blaufränkisch, which we will come back to because that's one that is really interesting, I think. And I have 2 bottles sitting at home waiting to be drunk.
Really? It's weird.
Thank you.
Ready to be Frankished. The other thing that I would take away from this right off the bat is that when you get into Rieslings, it's pretty confusing. There's a vast
So
difference
much
in the sweetness
variety.
of a Riesling, whereas I feel like with this varietal, you can get a bottle of this and at least know what you're getting yourself into, like right off the bat.
Right.
And I'm super into having more of this wine because it's all of them right out of the gate. We're like, that is a very nice drinkable white, and we had 3 representations of it. Each one was good.
Right.
And it wasn't like one of those deals where you get a bottle and it's like, holy cow, is this crazy? And I can't drink it.
Yeah. To me, they're all like steadfast and reliable. And like, that's something that I really treasure because there's no crazy surprises.
Right.
Yeah.
And it goes back to the misstep from the 80s. They're like, we got to get this shit under wraps, make sure we're making quality wine so we regain that respect in the wine world.
So they brought their standards up
Yes.
tremendously.
Big time.
And here we are.
I don't know what it is, but when I see, if I'm in the like adventurous mood and I'm willing to buy a wine I don't already know, I never buy German or Austrian. It's like too unknown.
Yeah.
Like I'm happy not being able to pronounce something from Chile or Spain or something, but it's like,
It's just
I just don't trust it or know it or something.
because
and
of
so
the language barrier.
I think so. Like I can't pronounce it. I haven't seen it before. I'm not going there.
Well,
I don't
you know,
Which to me is why this is such a cool surprise is that now that we know this grape,
Exactly.
this region, like that's a safe.
It broke down some walls for
safe-ish
me.
bet.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally. And I could even find, I now have it in my head like, oh, I would actually need or want to pair this with certain things. This is something I'm missing in my wine profile.
If you like Sauv Blanc, this is going to be one that
Yes.
you will like as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
big time.
It's
That's
not
a good advice.
It's not as tropical. Like with Sauv Blanc, you a lot of time will get
Too much grapefruit.
Or
grapefruit
apricot
and mango
or
and
something like
pineapple,
fruit.
things like that. This is going to be a bit more subdued, maybe a little more mineral.
Which is
Sure.
what's I think it's so good with food.
What's
which
a
was
really
why-
great balance
Yeah.
of the mineral and the fruit.
All right, so let's start drinking. What do you say?
Oh, okay.
So the first wine we have today is from the producer Berger, Bergrem Berger. So this is, to the best of my knowledge, 100% Grüner Veltliner. Although I couldn't confirm on their websites because they're all in Austrian.
It's not a language.
It's
babe.
all in German. Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Do we have any listeners in Austria?
It's really low alcohol.
Yes. So they're all
Yeah, I'm still not shit faced.
going to be like
Hey, listen to
12.
how sober we are.
I know.
Hate
What the
it.
fuck is that about, Scott?
It's a much cooler climate in Austria. Here, all the wines, typically the wines in Austria are going to be grown on the eastern border along the Czech Republic area.
Doesn't a lot of wood from the barrels come from that part of the world too? From Eastern
Czechoslovakian
Europe?
wood.
Yeah.
There's some, yeah. But Grüner Veltliner is all going to be, it'd be pretty rare that you would find any of it oaked. I think everything we're drinking tonight
Careful.
Was steel, right?
is fermented and aged in stainless steel.
But I think that just makes the flavor of the grape pop
Yeah.
so much.
It helps highlight the actual grape itself. There's 9 what they call DACs, which is essentially the same as like the denomination origin type thing, AOC, AVA, DOC type thing. They call it Districtus Australia Controlatus. I'm sorry. Native Austrians.
DAC
Yep.
works.
And this is from the Kremser, which is kind of the second most northern DAC in Austria. So
Can I see the bottle, please?
the more northern you are in Austria, the more likely you are to have the white wine grapes. Further south, you start to get into the reds. The soil here is going to be like a reddish clay called loess, Loess.
I would not have guessed that. I would have thought you'd say like limestone
Yeah.
white granule.
And it does have a lot of the same behaviors of retaining heat. It gains heat during the day and heats the vines at night because it gets very cold at night. Very warm, dry days, summers, and then cold at night, especially in the fall. That's very helpful to keep the vines warm in the fall. And then this producer, they do everything organic as well, which I think
Nice.
I think is kind of just more standard in European countries. So what do you guys think?
I love this one.
It's very light in color. It almost looks like water.
Right. And this is the burger, right?
Berger.
Yeah.
Like you took a very
it's a-
well hydrated
This
pea
is a
in your glass.
2016. Super young.
Yeah, so this was harvested last fall.
Oh, wow.
So
6 months?
vinified and bottled and shipped, yeah, within 6 months.
That
So
seems crazy.
The fact that you say it's so young ties into my notes because my adjectives are bright, dancy, sprightly, vibrant, with a creamy aftertaste.
Yeah. I agree with all that. And all of these have a certain grapefruity and minerally quality to them.
Like, even though it's so bright and young, it's not sharp. It's not like a dickhead teenager. It's like a refined debutante.
I tend to get on these two, like a gasoline, like a rubberiness to it, and a grassiness.
Grass.
You're
is
definitely
the-
a grass, but
all
not
three of
the
them,
gasoline.
I would have said the same things. The second one more drier and more minerally. These other ones more fruity. But grass, and kind of a citrus fruit is the main things I'm getting on these. All of them.
kiwi.
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 Well, since you mentioned kiwi, so Austria produces 75% of the world's Grüner Veltliner. Other regions you'll find them, Oregon, of course, because Oregon kicks ass. and New Zealand as well. I tried to find some from anywhere other than Austria, and I couldn't find it.
I didn't see anything either from anywhere but Austria.
Yeah.
The German and Austrian wine areas, I think, have a pretty similar climate to Wisconsin. For some reason, we just cannot seem to grow great grapes. I think it's like
I think their summers are not as humid, not quite as extreme.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
They're
guessing
more
that we
temperate.
probably have more issues with rot because of the
Could be.
humidity.
And they also have mountains. You know, the Alps are very nearby, also, where these grapes grow, and these regions in Austria.
Are they growing in
more wine.
protected valleys then?
Those
Because
on hillsides.
I've seen vineyards on hillsides, but frequently along a river.
Exactly. So this pretty a lot of the regions here will go along the Danube River. So it's like Rioja, that all goes along a river. Bordeaux goes along a river. Burgundy, all these big wine regions. You're going to follow that river of water providing nutrients to the soil, running up the hillsides. So.
What about strawberry? Do you get strawberry?
Strawberry?
What?
Stand by.
Okay, are we still on the Berger?
Yep.
You're getting crazy stuff.
I don't know.
Could be
I
your
told you my palate's really fucked up.
your mango
right now.
death.
Yeah, if it was going to be a strawberry, it'd be an unripe strawberry.
Yeah, like a tart.
Like, don't pick me yet. Oh, you picked me.
Yeah, a green strawberry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, green and like green apple maybe.
Yeah, I get green apple for sure.
Yeah. And this was $15. Got this from the lovely ladies at Square Wine Company in Madison, Wisconsin, who, once I get off my ass and get with it, we're going to get them on the show.
Yeah, that'd be really fun.
Yeah, we need to make that
Then it
happen.
would be real. They wouldn't just be
I know.
somebody that you
I wouldn't
talk
just be
about.
bugging them monthly, like, hey, do you have,
Teach me about wine.
Grüner Veltliner?
I think you could pair this with anything, pretty much anything that you would think of for a Sauv Blanc, too. Light,
Yeah.
crisp.
Like
White
an Alfredo
fish.
sauce with this would be great.
Oh, so it has the creaminess.
Yeah.
Like, I don't eat pork, but I kind of wonder if it wouldn't be good with pork. Since it's a white meat.
Maybe.
Like, and done
Baby.
very delicately.
The other,
Yeah,
other
yeah, yeah.
white meat.
You know, not like right. Oh, you could have
With
with baby.
With baby. Mm-hmm. Pair well with baby.
Yeah. And Grüner Veltliner, too, in recent years, so like we said, the 80s was where they had this setback, but in 2002, a wine tasting was organized by Jancis Robinson, who's a big, well-known master of wine. She's on all the resource books that you find out there. She set up a blind tasting, and Grüner Veltliner beat out, like, Grand Cru Burgundy in these tastings. So,
I bet those Frenchies were pissed. Sorry,
It doesn't
Fran.
taste like a burgundy.
no,
This is
it's just a
like-
blind tasting of saying which wine is the best. Like, you could maybe say, like, a
That is
Chablis.
not very wine thing to do.
What do you mean?
Is anything the best?
Yeah, like, isn't it? This is the right wine for me in this moment, or with this meal.
Yeah,
or the
like
best
a-
presentation of this
who were the
grape. But not just like,
tasters?
what's the best wine?
And
That's
where
what
were
blind
they at in
tastings
their
are, yeah.
points in life? Right?
Well, I don't like it. I just feel like it's just too judgy for me.
Too judgy for a Gemini.
For a
It's
judgy Gemini.
It's a joke because I'm an ESFJ with a debilitating J, which is a judger.
Hey, throw me the next one. Huh?
All right.
Okay, what's next?
Here.
So I can't say any of the words.
Oh,
Kremser Sandgrube.
So,
so with a K?
Yeah.
Krem.
Oh, I overpoured again.
Uh-oh.
At least you're consistent.
I am.
Kremser, Kremser, Sand Grube.
So,
Kremser Sandgrube.
what's
Got it.
confusing to me about this label is
Wait, I didn't pull it.
well, I was going to read it.
Sure.
Winsler Krems
That's the actual producer.
is the producer, yeah. And Sandgrube 13 is like the address.
Oh.
This is a 2015 also. So the Kremser Sandgrube must be the vineyard, is my guess. Because I was having a hard time distinguishing what that is. And it says origin, Kremser Sandgrube. So I think that's the region. However, there's a whole other thing called Niederösterreich, which is the true part of Austria that it's from, which is also the eastern side of Austria.
Yeah. It's
And
from the same DAC.
Yes.
Kremstal.
Yeah. Same area.
Oh, it is?
Mm-hmm.
And there's 9 DACs. All of them have this grape?
The ones in the south won't grow as much because they're going to focus more on the reds. But you probably would be able to find some there. But the northern regions are going to be more well known for the Grüner Veltliner.
Same soil. The
Oh, yeah.
This is more
soil.
creamy.
Creamy and more minerally. So of the 3, this one was the one that I was like, ooh, I love this wine.
This one's interesting because all of the flavor, to me, it spreads across like the back of the tongue.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of zip that's on the forward section of the tongue.
I would say this is closer to a Burgundy.
Yeah.
A white
I would
Burgundy.
say
The
too.
creaminess and mineralities. Maybe like a Chablis or something like that.
I
What do you
haven't
got,
known.
I love this one.
I guess I can see that, but it's tart and a little bit effervescent. So I don't think I ever would have confused this with a white Burgundy. Because
There's
it feels like colder climate or
Yeah.
it's just brighter.
there's
Still.
some tingly on the tongue going on.
Very high acid.
Yeah.
But it to me, it kind of like, it's like bam and then gone. And then it kind of flattens into a mineral flavor over the tongue. Like
Very refreshing,
like a
too.
salve almost.
This seems like a great summer wine.
This is what I want a wine spritzer to taste like. I'm sorry.
Yep.
I'm getting older and I like a wine spritzer from time to time.
It's a thing you are starting to do.
Whatever.
This is a great wine. I would buy a bunch of this.
I get
Yeah. How much was this?
green apple peel
Yep.
Yep.
and not a lot of fruit.
Yep.
Like green apple peel
Yeah.
and mineral, like
More citrusy.
rocks.
Actually, there's a little spice, like a white peppery spice that I get too.
Please hold.
My notes were that white peppery spice and a little apricot.
That might explain. So my notes are sharper with a longer finish compared to the first one, and then it has more zip and tang than the other one did.
Definitely more zip.
It does to my tongue what nectarines do to my tongue.
What does that mean?
Not nectarines, apricots.
Which is an allergy.
Is that what you just
and
said?
And then you can't taste
Apricots,
anything.
Yeah, it's. I think it's that high
Tardiness?
acid. It's like almost feels like a prick on each one of those taste buds on your tongue. Mm-hmm. That
She
is
said prick.
all right,
On her
We're
tongue,
just gonna
no less.
hold right
said
there.
prick on her tongue.
Pricks on my tongue.
I don't get any pricks on my tongue. I get like
Tell me about it.
I get like flavor, like ball cage, right? Is
Ball cage?
Is that what they call it?
It's not getting better.
Like at like a play center for
At
kids.
McDonald's?
Yeah.
It smells like McDonald's ball cage.
No, I'm saying
I'm getting a little ball cage on the nose.
that's what's
It's
happening
Nick
to my
Cage's
tongue.
cousin.
It's like I put this wine in my mouth,
Uh-huh,
and
with
then like all of the bubbles, ball cage balls, go flying upwards.
Are you talking like lottery number balls popping up in a?
I'm talking like when an adult goes into the kids zone at
And
like,
all the balls fly.
And they
up
fly.
into your face.
Oh, so you like do a belly flop into the ball cage, and the balls
the balls go
up
flying.
and, yes, for every action there is an equal and opposite
Right.
reaction.
And then they come down right away, and then it's just like the flatness of the minerality.
That was very vivid.
Wow.
And that's
Very-
all.
Yeah, I think that's a wrap on that.
Very vivid.
Something I found
Red
on
and
this too, Jason. I don't know
Blue
if you
and yellow balls flying and suddenly stillness.
So the Weinzer Krems, the producer, they're part of one of the oldest wine growing associations in in Europe, founded in 1447.
Oh my God.
That's way back.
That's really cool. I like old
So
stuff.
they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I really like this one.
I do too.
This was like $15 as well.
yeah.
I'm so glad they took the toxic gasoline out of these wines, or whatever it was.
No one got killed. No
That
one
you
got
know
killed.
of.
I don't know what the big deal was.
Come on.
Just drinking antifreeze ingredients in your wine. No big.
Kind of smells different than it tastes, which I always think is interesting in a wine. You expect something different, and then the
It's almost-
acid gets you.
Yeah.
The other nice thing with this is they're supposed to be drunk soon. Like buy them, drink them.
Yeah. So the first one was a 2016, and this one's a 2015.
So here's a question. If it's meant to be consumed that quickly after harvesting, does that make it more of a village wine?
They do have 3 different levels of designation depending on the quality. I think it's based on like sugar level. I didn't write that down because I didn't think we'd have to talk about it, but apparently we did.
But jeez. I didn't know this was on the test.
Sorry, I went there.
They do have a table wine designation. Then
Which is what the first one was.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, the Berger was a table wine.
I really like that burger.
And the nice thing about the
Everybody
burger
wants a good
too,
burger.
Yeah.
it's a whole liter, not 750 milliliters.
I was noticing that. It was like, that's a
This is a big ass bottle. I like that. That's the
We sell
German
it, Lita.
influence. Yeah.
so
that's what
for
we're talking
your
about.
money.
That's a good
a good one.
You're getting more wine.
But they do. Yeah, they have 3 different levels of designation.
Can I have the third wine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Please?
So while Jason's pouring the third one, we have a shout out that we need to shout out.
We're going to shout it.
So we got a really nice review on our iTunes page from Rob B. Sharp, and we get that joke.
a lot of
They're in
appreciation
a
for the music
band.
joke here at the Wine
I
Wars.
see what he did there.
So
It's
what's
more
the-
like a C natural.
yes. There's no such thing as a B sharp in a 12-tone scale. It goes to C.
Are we
Anywho.
still talking German?
Sure, they would use this scale as well. Yeah, the music scale.
Beethoven.
Beethoven.
Sometimes
Nice pour, Jason.
Hey, across the
It's okay. It's a PC laptop.
Can I get it on the laptop?
No,
Serious
it's fine.
You're
trickle.
fine.
It was, dude.
Anyway, we got a really nice post from Rob B. Sharp on our iTunes page that says,
Thank you for the review, sir.
yeah, as I'll read through it here. As I channel my inner Rod Sterling, which is from
Twilight Zone.
Twilight Zone. I must submit for your approval. The poor and fortunate souls in Madison, Wisconsin, seeking out amazing California wine. I have the luxury of nagging my winemaker friends and those snobby wine educators in Napa about the wines they sell. These people must explore their local Costco to find treasures that can keep them from prematurely
Help!
sampling the cases they're legitimately laying down. Even if you aren't into Star Wars, like I am. The banter between these The banter between these Wisconsonians, we're called Wisconsinites, wine enthusiasts, is riveting.
Dude, not
That's
true,
how I always
Rob.
feel
We'll
about our
take
conversation.
it.
Somebody who doesn't know us said we were riveting. Thanks.
I just want to load them in my car.
I think he meant revolting.
Oh, you know what? I bet you spell check. I bet you that's what it meant. Yep. He continues, I just want to load them in my car and head up to Paso Robles, St. Ynez, Los Olivos, Napa, Sonoma, and Lake County to find their favorite varietals and discover many new adventures. May the force be with them always.
Oh my God, my
And
heart
with
is
you.
melting. So
Thanks.
who here doesn't want to go on a road trip with
I
this
could get in
guy?
the back of some strange guy's car for sure.
I know, I'm there. I can work remotely.
Jason and I have done that.
Thanks, B Sharp.
We had a gig once. Yes, thank you, B Sharp. And-
Oh no, is
hang
this
on.
going to make me angry?
No, not at all. Thank you very much, Rob B. Sharp. And if others would be so kind to post reviews on our iTunes page, that really helps our ranking on iTunes and allows us to continue doing this fun,
Doing
riveting
the Lord's
work.
work.
It really blows up our phones. We make jokes.
I don't remember where we had a gig. We were playing our band, Bascom Hill, and we were trying to get beer beforehand. This was in Minnesota somewhere, west of the cities.
Oh, in St. Cloud.
St. Cloud?
Oh, for one of those
We
college
played it
gigs.
at an all-girls college.
Oh god.
I bet that didn't suck.
And
they have a ball cage.
Not that I remember.
balls were uncaged. We were trying to find beer to
I don't
just
even know
load
what
up-
he's talking about.
load up in the hotel, and we went to like a gas
Oh.
station, and we're standing there, and it's like Miller Lite, Coors Light. I think they had Red Dog. You remember Red
Yeah,
Dog?
yep.
And Jason, we're just standing there, and Jason goes like, "It's almost like they don't want to sell beer." And like two local college kids like heard him and started laughing. They're like, "Oh, you need to go up the street to the blah 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 liquor store." And he's like, "Can you take us there?" And they're like, "Yeah, hop in." And we just hopped in these random guy's car and went to this liquor store.
Honey,
Filled it up.
you could have died.
Well, he had a buddy.
Safety
Buddy
in numbers.
system.
Buddy system.
If they're gonna laugh at beer jokes,
Yeah.
they're gonna be cool.
Okay.
And then we
I'll
invited him
remember
to the gig, and the rest is history.
And then
That was a
somebody
fun
made a coat out of your skin.
What do you think you ended up with then? Some kind of IPA?
No, I think it was pre-IPAs for me.
Oh,
Wow.
that was a while
Way
ago.
back.
I remember. I don't remember what we got.
Yeah.
The main.
If you can't remember what you got, it was a good night.
It was a good night, yeah. Anywho, thank you again, Mr. Rob B. Sharp.
Yep.
Awesome. Third wine poured.
Third wine. I have to clear my throat for a second.
People ready for this?
And we'll just talk about it.
Hebenstreit.
This is Hebenstreit. I think that's right.
So the producer, Manfred Hebenstreit.
Oh, Amy does it best.
She's really good.
Hebenstreit.
Oh, thanks, you guys.
So this is actually
Happy
located
birthday.
in a different region. So this is further north. This is right along the border of the Czech Republic, near a city called Retz. So this is in the Weinviertel DAC. So it's further north. So this has clay soil. These vines are 30 years of age. And it's a relatively small production for this family, but they really, again, like you're going to see with lots of producers in Austria, they're really trying to make the best quality representation of the grape they can without altering it in any way. So again, it's all steel aged.
I feel like 30 years for a vine in Europe is kind of young.
Yeah.
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 You guys, this is my favorite one.
Really?
I love the nose on this. It's like cream and fruit, but it's not like sickly sweet at all. It's like clean.
Yep.
Clean, creamy fruit.
It's minerally without. It's still acidic. Don't get me wrong, but the last one was almost too aggressive.
What?
But this is the cream comes up a little bit more, and then I get anise.
Nice who?
This is definitely
Denise,
Denise. Denise.
my niece Denise.
This is definitely has a lot of the same qualities as the last wine, but a little more
Just
maybe
mellowed
balanced.
out. Yeah.
Mellowed, balanced.
This one, I think, so the previous one, the middle wine that we drank, I felt like the acid was only like on the sides of my tongue and then just kind of went away. But this one, it like fills the whole mouth. Mm-hmm. And I'm liking that because it's not like, I didn't give up. I went the extra mile.
Both these would be really great with oysters.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my
Spooge.
God.
Yeah, when after I swallow, just my whole entire mouth just starts salivating. I can feel it pouring down like the front of my mouth, the side of the whole thing. It's very, very refreshing. All of these wines.
Okay, so here's a question. Like, pretend that like I'm brand new to this. Like, would you call this a dry wine? Would you call
Yes,
Yeah.
These
I
are-
think
so-
all these are.
they're all dry. So
Mm-hmm.
dryness often gets confused with fruitiness. Dry and sweet gets confused with fruitiness. Mm-hmm. So these are all dry, but have fruity characters to them.
Right. I think that's what's so fun about them is that they have
Yeah.
all the fruit, but they also are balanced with minerality, and they're not like I would never call these a sugar bomb at all. Not at all.
It's this one. It's the most rounded of the three. I almost want to say vanilla, but without oak. Like
Yeah.
you don't think of oak. It's
Right.
not
It's
It's got that creamy.
but it's
thing.
rounded.
Almost like a
Yep.
creme brulee.
Oh,
Yeah, just
That's
like
my new
clean
favorite
and
thing.
pure, which to me kind of was the theme of the birthday dinner tonight. Was that after just like
A week of
annihilating my
indulgence.
liver in the best way possible? Like I got back and I was just like, I just want to take such good care of myself from the inside out.
Right.
And that means kale and clean food and wine.
yeah. This is lovely.
What was the price tag on this
I'm so glad
15
you
as well.
picked this.
Yeah, got this from the Hy-Vee. I think you got yours from Total Wine in Chicago.
You can get this at the Hy-Vee.
That's a high V1.
Snakes out there this big.
Does it constitute as being a supermarket slammer, or is it slightly too high in price point?
What was it?
15.
Borderline?
I wouldn't want to slam this though. This
No.
deserves time.
Mm-hmm.
Take the time to appreciate
Enjoy it.
It'd be good with
All
popcorn.
of these are not
Yes.
slammer wines. They're
Full popcorn.
These are.
Oh, truffle popcorn.
I would say that these wines are of quality that a great Burgundy would be. Like this is good wine for the money.
Yep.
For
I agree.
$15.
For $15.
Oh,
Killer.
And here's the other thing. So they are released after 6 months. Is there like a recommended time where you should consume them by?
Yeah, so as Jason was saying, Grüner Veltliners are all intended to be drunk
Young.
90% of the time, 95% of the time, 1 to 3 years. You wanna drink it.
Okay. So you do not want to sit on it.
No.
Don't sit on it.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's rare you would find one that's going to be built to be aged. It's just not the way the grape works.
Which to me is like awesome.
Well,
Like,
yeah. Instant gratification,
Yeah.
please.
Right.
especially for what it's intended for is like buy them, drink them.
Yeah. Take them to the party.
Take 'em to the
yeah,
party,
You're
yeah.
on your way to dinner or something, grab it.
I hate to spend $15 on white wine, but these are great.
Do you?
Oh, you do.
Do I
These
now?
would be really fun for a wine and cheese party.
Yeah.
I'm just so. I keep saying this, but I'm just so grateful you picked this because I just never, ever
This was not on the map.
would never pick up one of these bottles. I just wouldn't. I know it would never make my top 10 because
We're
it was-
changing Ann
I know
Spectator's
if I
life
didn't
this
do
year.
this podcast or
Ports.
hang out with you people, I would not have.
Port and Grüner Veltliner, that's all you're
How
going to drink
awesome
all
is
summer.
that?
But was the whole impetus for the podcast was to expand
Right.
our wine
But in the
knowledge.
back of my head, I still was like, yeah, but not Austria.
But none of the stuff I don't know about.
Well, and you know, that kind of comes full circle to a point that I wanted to make earlier when you were referring to the difficulty of the pronunciation of the name of the wine. I think it was Molly Meeker who pointed out that a lot of people will not order something off of a menu that they can't pronounce.
Absolutely.
Sure. Yeah.
You feel
So-
like a buffoon.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, right. And you know what? It's like, stop being scared of it. Ask your server or use your finger and point at the menu. Say, I want this one.
And, and ask them for recommendations too. A good sommelier should know that these wines are going to work well with what you're eating. And they might, say, do you like Sauv Blanc? Oh, try this.
Yeah.
This is something different
Right.
and a little more rare than, Sauv Blancs are a dime a dozen. And not to say they're not good quality. I love Sauv Blanc, but this is a little more rare, something a little off the
more
beaten path.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just want to encourage listeners when they see something that they don't recognize or
Yeah.
the pronunciation is intimidating. Coming from a person who spells Amy Emigh, I'm just going to put that out there.
Right.
Like, don't let it intimidate you. Say, how do you say this? How do you pronounce this name? Tell me more about this. And it's not looking ignorant. It's
Right.
the opposite. It's saying, I'm adventurous.
Be thirsty
Look at
for the
me.
knowledge.
I want to learn. I want to know.
Yeah.
On that topic, if you go to austrianwine.com, it is the best resource I have ever found for a country talking about their wine. They talk about all the different DACs, the climate, the soil, the grape varieties, the laws, the labeling laws. They have detailed information about each DAC. It's a phenomenal website.
Does it have good photos?
Yes.
and it's in English.
Yes, they have an English version. Yeah.
Win,
Cool.
win.
Sounds great.
Yep.
This is that topic alone is why doesn't everybody have just a great website at this point in time?
Maybe they need to hire a good PR firm.
Yeah, call me.
But like a topic as simple as that, like the wine of your
Sure.
country, and it's that well laid out.
And
Like,
maybe
come on.
maybe it's because Austria's a smaller country and they had that issue in the 80s that they want to really
Yeah. This is
present
a-
themselves.
Yeah, this is a.
And they
a
just
unified
took
front, right? Like, hey, we're all in this together. The better I do as a producer, the better you will do as a producer.
Sure.
a couple
A
times
rising
over.
tide lifts all ships.
Exactly.
And now they're kicking ass.
Right.
This is so good. I now want to try Austrian red wines.
I have 2 of them.
I heard
In
about
my
that.
fridge.
Or Austrian white wines or other countries. I don't know. I don't know what's next for Ann Spectator.
Actually, I have a couple from Greece.
Ooh.
Yeah.
fun.
I did that.
The movie?
Guys, we're going to really...
I just
We're
want
gonna
to
learn.
just be adventurous and be like, I don't know a damn thing about that. Let's do it.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
kind of my mantra now for a lot
it.
of things.
Love it. Okay.
Yeah.
What else?
So the big takeaway though, when I see Grüner Veltliner on wine lists anywhere, I'm going to.
Yeah.
That is not something I'm going to be afraid of anymore.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would have probably never, like, you're looking through, I don't know any of that. Goodbye. You wouldn't even give it a shot. I would be so willing to try any of them based on these 3 wines that we've had tonight. Anytime I see it, I'm going to, yes, let's try it.
They're just like consistent. So
far, so
consistent.
good.
Yeah.
Even the table wine is great.
Yeah.
I was so worried we were going to get through this podcast without Theo having a long drink of water.
Long.
Well, I took him on like 2 laps around the driveway, so that probably got him thirsty.
Thanks for doing that.
You want to give a Theo update?
Oh,
It's looking good.
yeah. He has just a tiny limp. He's lost some muscle mass. We're just giving him treats with everything and taking him on long walks, and I think he's doing really well.
But he's walking to the food now. He's not having the food brought to
Delivered.
him.
Food delivery system.
But he
called
still
Ann.
thinks he needs lots of chicken, so we're having to cook him a lot of chicken.
Yeah. Well, protein's good for him right now.
Yeah, but thanks
he's
for
still on the
checking in,
mend.
folks. Yeah, he's doing really well he'll be 14 next month.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Our oldest just turned 14.
Wow.
Oldest dog. For
Our
new
oldest.
listeners,
Our
Amy and I
oldest.
have 3 dogs, 3 corgis.
They're pretty great.
They're so cute.
When they're not napping, they're insane.
Okay, so I think
that's a wrap.
I think that might be it. So
Was
folks,
this this birthday episode everything you wanted, Amy?
What?
Exactly.
That's what we were hoping you'd say.
so we love getting the reviews. We'd love suggestions of wines you want to have explored. So send us an email. We're at winewarspodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on Twitter at Wine Wars Podcast, Facebook, all the normal places.
Instagram.
Wine Wars Podcast. So I think that's it, folks. Thanks for listening, and happy birthday, Amy.
Thanks, guys.
Birthday.
Happy birthday.
And then until next time, please remember,
It's just
grape juice.
1, 2, 3, 4. Wine Wars.